It is a gift.
It is unquantifiable.
The capability to choose for yourself.
It is power.
It gives us the power to live as we wish.
It doesn't find itself.
It is not free. Freedom. What is freedom? Each person has a different perception of what the word is. In the past, our ancestors fought for their rights so that the future generations could enjoy the freedom that they have now. Lives were lost, tears were shed, and blood flowed. These were the price that people in the past paid for in the pursuit of setting their people free from a cruel and dark society filled with oppression, slavery, and injustice. From a netizen voicing out his or her opinion on social media to a family watching the news on their television, freedom can be practiced in various ways at the present time. It can also be expressed through art.
Good day to everyone. I'm Arsen Gabriel Nacorda of Arts 1C, here to talk about how the concept of freedom can be depicted through art. My presentation is titled Freedom in the Eyes of an Artist, and I will be focusing on the oil painting called Liberty Leading the People by Eugene Delacroix. My talk is divided into four main parts. Number one, a brief background of the artist. Number two, analysis on liberty leading the people. Number three, the artwork's intertextuality with the Chinese contemporary artist's work. And number four, local artworks that have the similar message. So, let us first know who Eugene Delacroix is. According to the organization The Art Story, Delacroix is recognized as one of, if not the most famous artist of the era of Romanticism, specifically during the 19th century French art. Born on April 26, 1798 and died on August 24, 1863, his life and work as an artist manifested the movement's focus on factors such as emotion, exoticism, and the sublime, screaming with lush, pulsating with vivid color, and a flustering brushwork. These were the characteristics of Delacroix's style of painting.
His study of color played a significant role in the visual impact of his art. Delacroix applied the principles such as the harmony of contrasts and the separation of tones, which both had an influence on later modernists such as Seurat and Van Gogh. ATX Fine Art stated that some of his famous works include The Death of Sardanapalus, The Chios Massacre, The Bark of Dante, and his most famous one, Liberty Leading the People.
Now, it's time for us to analyze Delacroix's most famous work. The Art Story stated that Liberty Leading the People is one of the many works that were inspired by true historical events. The painting portrays the short-lived and days-long revolt of the people of France against the French monarchy, which seized the reign of King Charles X. This historical event was called the July Revolution, which happened in France in the year 1830. Finished by Delacroix on the 28th of July of that year, the painting highlights a group of individuals belonging to different age groups charging across a canvas littered with corpses. The scene is engulfed in smoke, and the outline of Paris is barely seen in the background. A bare-breasted woman can be seen in the center leading the march, while holding the French flag in her right hand and a rifle in her left. This woman is actually Liberty. As you can see, Liberty is guiding the crowd around her while walking barefoot over the stack of dead bodies. On her right are two men, one wearing a white shirt while holding a saber and the other a formal attire consisting of a tie, top hat, and a black jacket while holding a musket. According to Ruth Ferreira of the Daily Art Magazine 2022, the man wearing the white shirt is a simple worker while the one with the formal attire is a bourgeois intellect who is Delacroix himself. The alliance of the two symbolizes unity among social classes. In addition, we can also see a young boy on the left of Liberty who symbolizes the strength of the youth.
I also would like to add that liberty actually has a name. According to the Artspur magazine, the allegorical portrayal of liberty named Marian symbolizes the Republic. Marian is a form of homage to ancient Greece, a bastion of democracy, and to the Roman Republican tradition. Delacroix created this painting as a way for him to fight for his beloved country without the use of weapons or force. And I quote, "If I cannot fight for my country, I paint for it." Through liberty leading the people, he wanted to honor the brave revolutionaries who fought and risked their lives for France's freedom against the throne of Charles X. Overall, the painting symbolizes freedom and the concept of revolution.
I would also like to present my interpretations and observations from the painting.
Based on my observation, Delacroix used the socio-historical theme when he painted liberty leading the people. As I previously mentioned, it shows the July Revolution of 1830 in France, which undoubtedly played a crucial role not only in the independence of the French people against a tyrannical form of ruling, but also in the process of shaping the French society in general. Furthermore, when I first saw the painting, the first ideas that entered my mind were revolution and freedom. However, as I looked into the painting more deeply, I realized that it also shows the strength of women. In my opinion, liberty being the center or focus of the artwork emphasizes that women are powerful beings who are not afraid to fight for their country and the rights of the people who are important to them. Liberty leading the people can serve as an instrument for women's empowerment.
Apart from these, in my opinion, liberty leading the people also supports the expression freedom is not free, given that France achieved independence and ended the reign of King Charles X at the expense of innocent lives. Truly, Delacroix's work is a heartbreaking representation of what the people in the past had to experience and endure in order for them to be released from the shackles of oppression and tyranny. Did you know that this painting served as an inspiration to another artist's work? According to the art story, Liberty Leading the People had a direct influence on Freedom Leading the People by Yu Minjun, a Chinese contemporary artist. He depicted himself in the role of all the figures marching. At first glance, it might seem humorous in nature because of the funny faces displayed by the characters. But these faces actually have a deeper meaning behind it.
In an interview with Richard Bernstein of the New York Times in 2007, the artist revealed that it allows him to express his freedom of expression when he paints himself. Judging from this statement, Delacroix's Liberty Leading the People possibly caught the attention of Minjun because of its powerful depiction of freedom. Freedom Leading the People is a combination of the message of Delacroix's work and Minjun's creative expression of himself through art.
Delacroix's most famous work can also be connected to famous works here in the Philippines, in the sense that these also represent the concept of revolution in the pursuit of freedom. To be clear, I'm going to focus on two specific monumental artworks, namely Bonifacio and the Katipunan Revolution Monument, or Bonifacio Shrine, and the EDSA People Power Monument. Located at the Bonifacio Shrine in Ermita, Manila, Bonifacio and the Katipunan Revolution Monument was created in the year 1998 to honor Andres Bonifacio, the country's revolutionary hero, and was the leader of KKK, or the Kataas-Taasan Kagalang-galangang Katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan. According to Eagle News PH, the mastermind behind this monument is Eduardo Castrillo, a respected Filipino sculptor. This highlights the famous Philippine Revolution, which started from 1896 and ended in 1898. This revolution ignited the spirit of nationalism among the early Filipinos who suffered under Spanish colonialism.
Though KKK was not always successful with their plans and attacks against the Spaniards, the organization led by Bonifacio was successful in awakening the courage within the hearts and the consciousness within the minds of the Filipino people. Castrillo's work shows a historical event that powerfully contributed in putting an end to the 333 years of Spanish rule in the Philippines.
Another famous monumental art created by Castrillo is the EDSA People Power Monument. According to Corio 2009, this monument emphasizes the triumph of freedom. Similar to Delacroix's work, the EDSA People Power Monument also depicts the unity among the different sectors of society through the representation of various figures such as workers, soldiers, nuns, priests, and peasants.
This work of Castrillo was created to commemorate the 1986 People Power Revolution, where thousands of Filipinos marched along EDSA Avenue to fight for their freedom against the dictatorship of the former President Ferdinand Marcos.
In conclusion, Delacroix' Liberty Leading the People, along with the other powerful works that I have mentioned, serve as cruel reminders for all of us that freedom is not free because of the many lives that were taken and the chaotic events that occurred throughout the journey of achieving it. However, these works of art also make the people more aware of the strength and the importance of having unity among the people amidst their differences in the society. With that, I end my presentation with the question, are we truly free in this ever-evolving world? Thank you for listening and have a great day.